Now, yesterday, 12 illegal immigrants, including 6 children and a pregnant woman, drowned in the Channel off the coast of France when their flimsy dinghy simply ripped in two. Yet today, the French Interior Minister, Daubney, laid the blame not with the heartless people smugglers or indeed the inept French police, but with Britain's soft-touch migration rules. And do you know what? I reckon he's got a point. In total, 80 were on that death trap dinghy and they paid people smugglers £1,000 each. Now, before yesterday even happened, 30 had already perished in the Channel. They knew the risk that they were taking, but they took it anyway. Well, why? Well, Mr. Daubney said that the UK was a place where you can work without papers and where you have little chance of being expelled. But there's more to it than that. The illegals know they'll be greeted with a silver foil blanket and a golden ticket of free accommodation, benefits and a 90% chance of gaining asylum. Now, an estimated 1.2 million are already in the UK illegally. The asylum system now costs us a whopping £6.6 billion every single year. On Friday, we learned that unemployment benefits for 1.7 jobless immigrants sacks British taxpayers back a staggering £8 billion every single year. Now, in April, the mayor of Wimereux, Jean-Luc Daubney, said the English pay us to stop the boats, but the English give them accommodation, food, a bank account and let them work without regulation. It is the English who are responsible for every boat that sails across the Channel to England. Well, Monsieur Daubney is partly right, because those of us who want to stop the boats, we're not responsible. We want to end the tragedy in the Channel. We want to stop the boats and stop the deaths. But every member of Parliament, every civil servant, every human rights lawyer, every charity worker, or every so-called anti-racist who keeps crying, refugees, welcome here, they're the bleeding hearts with the blood on their hands. So long as they roll out the red carpet, thousands more illegal immigrants will risk perishing in the Channel for the golden ticket to remain in the United Kingdom. Now, let's get the thoughts of my panel. And tonight I'm joined by the Adam Brooks, the pub owner and the businessman, Mark Littlewood, who's the director of the Popular Conservatives, and of course by Nina Mishkov, the broadcaster. So welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start with you, Adam. What are your thoughts on the continued deaths in the Channel? Do you think that the French minister has a point? We're rolling out the red carpet and that is why the deaths are continuing.
Of course he's got a point. I've been banging on about this on Twitter and online for 10 years. We've got a massive illegal immigration problem in this country and it's only getting worse. And now we've got a Labour government that is even softer than the Conservatives. I can't believe that is the case, but we have. We have got people that are travelling here. They're economic migrants. They're not asylum seekers. There might be a few, but you have to be very naive to believe that these people are not just coming to this country for what they can get. As the French guy has said, they get free housing, free food, free medical treatment, free travel in some instances. Now, why did they not settle in the several countries that they passed through to get here? Because many of them call us El Dorado. They think they're going to get rich. They've got their housing to fall back on, but they think they're going to get rich. A lot of them go and work for these delivery apps, these food delivery apps, or these taxi services. There's a lot of criminal behaviour amongst these apps. If they was to be raided, you would end up finding so many illegal immigrants. That's without the danger to our society. We don't know who they are, what they've done. One French person in Dunkirk, one of the authorities said it was like guerrilla warfare on the streets and in the camps. These people are either here now or they're on their way. These are people that are stabbing people, that are shooting people. And I want to be labelled as far right for saying this and highlighting this. I've got 3 children. Enough is enough, Martin.
Well, Nina Mishkov, you're nodding your head. You seem to agree that
I'm shaking my head at what he's saying because it's very inflammatory. You're implying...
What, the truth is inflammatory?
No. Okay. What you're saying are facts that you can't back up.
I can back up.
No, you can't.
I've linked...
Wait,
1 second. You shut me down last week.
Wait.
I posted...
Several
articles last week.
Adam, we're not talking about last week. We're talking about now, and you made your statement. I'm now replying to your statement.
I backed it up on Twitter.
I don't care whether you wrote it on a sign and hang it out your window. Nobody cares, OK?
People do care for the truth.
People do care for the truth.
And
what I will not take is you exaggerating and making blind assumptions about people. You talk about, you say that they're shooting people, they're stabbing.
That is happening.
But that you're making out these are all criminal people, that they're coming here for economic... You cannot say many. You cannot say many. These people are coming from Syria, from Afghanistan, from Eritrea, where they're fleeing war. Now,
so why not settle in France or Greece?
Well, I'll answer that in a minute. What I want to say to you is you're implying they're all men, they're all violent, they're all coming to attack our women.
I don't think he said that, to be fair.
No, but
he hasn't said that.
He's implying that. Can I just say...
Rather than attacking Adam, can we address the point?
No, I'm going to address the point. I'm going to address the point.
Is the pull factor so big that these tragic disasters will keep happening so long as the benefits, the employment benefits is there waiting in Britain? That's the question I'd like to answer, please. Don't have a go at Adam.
I'm not having a go at Adam. I'm just having a go at his points.
Backed up by facts.
Let's move on.
Move on. OK, so Germany has exactly the same benefits as the UK does. So they're not coming here necessarily just for the benefits. In Germany, you're entitled to housing, to medical treatment,
well, that's probably
to
why
benefits.
We've got 2.15 million illegal immigrants in Germany between 2013 2022.
Germany takes
the most in all of Europe.
Germany takes more asylum seekers than France and Spain combined, and they both take more than we do.
Let's move on now, Mark. You've been waiting patiently. The point there being proven that those generous benefits in Germany and Britain has the net effect of attracting millions of immigrants to Germany also.
Yeah, look, there's a whole range of factors going on here. There are pull factors. I mean, I think the fact that, we speak the English language is actually a pull factor for a good number of people from across the globe. But I'd look at it this way, Martin, from a strictly economic perspective. These people will be measuring up, not perfectly, but as well as they can, their risk and rewards of trying this. And one feature of that is how likely am I going to drown in the Channel? That'll be one thing they're featuring and factoring in. But another is, when I get to the UK, what is the package awaiting me? What is the chance that I will be deported or successful? What are the benefits I can get? What are the chances, as Adam was alluding to, that I might be able to slip into the black market or the grey market economy? All of those judgments lead to a person deciding whether or not to try and get it. And we have been absolutely woeful at deportations. The legal process is a complete nightmare now. It's now nearly impossible to actually bring about mass deportations. So the judgment is a rational judgment by those seeking to come here that the risk is worth it for the rewards. And it seems to me, therefore, that we need to reduce the rewards if you want to reduce that incentive.
And Nina, that brings us back to that original point. If the person who's acting like the adult in the room here is the French Interior Minister, Gérard Darmanin, he's saying, he's not attacking Britain, he's saying the fact of the matter is the pull factors are so great. The black economy, the houses, the benefits, the tiny chance of deportation. The French minister is saying, so long as that happens, they'll keep risking their lives. He's just rolling out the point that it's the pull factor that makes this risk so appealing.
All of Europe is a pull factor to someone coming from Eritrea. So that makes a difference. What also pulls people here is that they have family here.
Sure.
They speak English and they have family. That's a far bigger pull factor
Does that
than
mean
anything
that we should
else.
open our borders to anybody on the planet?
No, of course.
It's
the biggest problem we have, and I understand that. I'm not saying come one, come all. I'm saying we need to make a better deal with Europe. We need to make a better deal with France, which is exactly what Darmanin was
Martin,
saying.
as you pointed out, Martin, earlier in your monologue, 90% of asylum applications are successful. Now, that just doesn't...
It's more like 75 the last time
This doesn't smell right to me. Yeah. So the process...
It's 90 because the ones who go back into the system, the actual deportations is 10%. Anyway,
the deportations 10%. Now, this just strikes me, on the face of it, to be way too high a success rate. And that would be one of the things, again, that people are factoring in. Do I have a 90% chance, a 70% chance of actually getting asylum? Or do I only have a 12 or 15 or 20% chance? That would be
I'd also like to say...
Let's get Adam Brooks being very patient.
Just quick, last year, Channel 4 tried to highlight in a very polished interview with a migrant about his stressful journey through so many countries and why he came. And he ended up admitting that he had asylum already granted in Greece and that he then risked his life coming across the channel because he wanted a house and not a tent. This underlines the reason why they are leaving these countries to come here. We are a soft touch.
We are not a soft touch. We are absolutely not a soft touch. And as for the idea that they're all economic migrants, or a majority of them,
Vast majority
not a majority. People are fleeing persecution and God knows what else.
And then going back there on holiday.
You're also saying that they're men, that they're shooting them.
They're 80 or 90% men that are coming across the channel.
That goes against the people who died in the channel. The people who died. There was a pregnant woman and 6 children.
That was a tragedy.
That was a tragedy, but in terms of the actual demographics and statistics, it was an anomaly. But
yes.
Back to the final point, if the French Foreign Minister, the Interior Minister, is saying, so long as this system is in place, this will continue in perpetuity, why are you arguing with the state of things in Britain in terms of what Adam Brooks is saying or what I'm saying? The facts are on the table.
We need a better system. We need a better arrangement with France, which Boris Johnson screwed up.
Boris isn't in power now. The numbers are going up.
No. Well, exactly, because the Tory government screwed the whole thing up after Brexit.
You can't blame the Tories anymore because Keir Starmer's in power.
He's been in charge, but we discussed this last week.
And they're coming across in their droves.
But it's amazing, isn't it? This guy's a middle-of-the-road French politician.
Yeah.
And he's absolutely, in my view, hit the nail on the head. And if he'd said that as a British politician, I've got no doubt he'd be labelled far right.
Part of him feels guilty because it happened in their waters and they've been paid a shed load of money to stop that sort of thing.
Have you spoken to him?
I think part of that may be that he feels good. If I were him, I would feel guilty. Would you not? Would you not? If you were the mayor of Boulogne, would you not feel guilty that on your beach this had happened?
Why would I feel guilty for people that I had no control over coming into my country that are then coming through to another country?
No, you've been paid 500 million to prevent this from happening.
Pointing out, in this particular tragedy, 15 people were removed from the craft. They were all offered the chance to return to shore and refused the chance to return to shore. They knew the risks. There had already been 35 perished in the Channel this year before yesterday, and that's the point you were making, Martin, with the risks are the risks, and they deem them to be risks worth taking.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And we have got the risk-reward ratio wrong here. Given the quantum of migration, it's difficult not to talk in generalisations. So Adam's not saying that they're all shooters and stabbers, but you do have to make some broad brush points. And the numbers are completely out of control. The British electorate have voted against this again and again and again. And at some point, the government is going to have to put in place an administrative system and a legal system that is actually able to deal with this. No sign of it under Yvette Cooper.
Haven't done it. That's why.
We have to move on. Nina, Adam, Mark, we'll come back to this point, I'm sure.